welcome back to the No Out of Bounds guide slash tutorial for 2020, the new updated route. We just finished the prison section, so now we're heading on to sewers. Immediately whenever we get into sewers, there is a trick that we can do in order to skip having to crawl underneath there, and it does have to do with a wall raid. So you're going to want to get a vault animation over this area right here, and I'm just going to save my location with the Outlast speedrun helper, and I'll have that linked in the description for the guide. So you want to vault in this area, and as you see, Miles will have a shrunk hitbox. We don't want to go too far to the left, and you don't want to go past this area right here. So as you can see, you can go pretty far to the right without having any issues with it, with you losing your hitbox. So you just want to make your way this way. Again, don't go too far to the right, don't go too far to the left, and you just want to go straight down. Now, the normal method is, because there's two tricks to this. This is just the simple, easy beginner strat, and just overall what everybody uses, especially in record. So you just go up to this area with your shrunk hitbox around here, crouch, and then hold forward. Oh, somehow I lost the hitbox, it looks like. That's why we are the speedrun helper, so I can get it back easily again. But you just want to go up against this area, and then crouch, and you'll go into the wall. This is not considered out of bounds, so you are perfectly fine on that end. And then you just want to go into the side of the wall there, and you just want to go over here and inch yourself in through the wall. Now I'm going to show the second strat, which can save you an extra 4 seconds, but can also lose you up to 2 seconds if you mess it up. So you want to go over here, go to the edge of this side of the cylinder, inch your way forward under it. I would get up your camera for this part, and unfortunately it looks like I messed it up there. See if I can get it for you guys. I'm not too familiar with how to get this very efficiently yet. So you want to hold D and W here, and then whenever you're about right here, so you're coming out, you'll still have a shrunk hitbox. You want to go to the right, and you don't want to go too far to the right here or too far to the left, or you'll lose your hitbox, and you want to stay within this area. So if I turn off my hitboxes, you want to stay within this area right here in the middle. So again, not too far to the right, not too far to the left. There'll be like a little lip right here, as you can see. You don't want to go up that. I would practice it with collision on. I will also have that linked down below. But you just want to go along here, make your way, and then get up to the shuffle area. Like, so you shuffle across, and you want to go up to it and hold backwards. And then you don't have to do that because you have a shrunk hitbox. And then that will start the sewer section. So I'll show off the normal method quickly. So this is how you would do it fast. It's very easy. It's not difficult at all to get consistently. Just practice it for a little bit, learn how the trick works, learn where you can go and where you can't go, and it'll just become muscle memory at that point. So now we're going to go into the flushed area. The second we start running forward, Chris is going to drop, but we don't really care about Chris yet. So we're just going to go straight, and then immediately head to the right, not here, but in this one, in this tunnel, and you're going to go to the first valve you have to hit. So this is the first 2 valves that we have to hit, and on the, let me pause real quick because there's a couple things I need to explain. So on the second valve, we're going to do a save quit, back to main menu, and then go back in so that we can just spawn on the outside area where we came in from. But coming up, we're going to get encountered with Chris, and we're going to try to dodge him by side hopping to the left or to the right of him, whichever way you feel more comfortable doing it. I personally do it from the left, but once you're right in front of him, you want to side hop. Sometimes he'll still hit you, and sometimes he'll back up. If he backs up, more than likely you're not going to be able to get a dodge. Just continue to follow the path that I just took. Jump to here so you get slightly faster animation. And you want to slam open this door, hit the valve, and then do a save quit warp. And then we're going to do 4 momentum hops here. And now we can take our time right here because Chris is no longer in the level. So we can jump down this ladder. So I'll show off how normally it happens. So if you jump off that ladder normally, you'll die. There are two methods to jumping down that ladder without dying. One of the methods is slightly slower, and the other one, obviously, is slightly faster. The slightly slower method is coming over here and lining yourself up. Line yourself up with the left side of this ladder, right here. Left side of the part of the ladder. And you want to run and jump at a certain time. And I got the quick fall there, but you'll land on top of that collision right there. I'll try and show off me landing on the collision. So you'll land on the collision. The reason why I want to show you landing off the collision so you'll know what to do. Oh, well, apparently Miles just wants to get quick animations. So if you do land on the collision, you just want to hold A or left, whatever key you use for left. And you want to use that to be able to drop down. Now I'm going to show you the slightly faster method. And this is the slightly faster method. So as you're coming up from this way, you want to look to the corner of here. About right here within this corner area. So from like here to here. You want to look within that area. And then at a certain time, you want to side hop. And you'll land on this collision. And then you just want to hold D or whatever your right key is. And then you'll get a hard fall. I would practice this a decent amount. It's very easy to get, especially with the quick method. No, I meant not the quick method, the slow method. And then once you're more comfortable, I would go for the quick method because it is also fairly easy. It is fairly easy. And it doesn't take that much time to learn. It's like I said, it's fairly easy to learn it. I'll show off the slow strat with the fast setup here as well, since I've been doing the other one. So I'm just getting fast drops, apparently. Most of the time you'll get stuck there. I don't know why, but I got 3 fast drops in a row. But you can do either method, whichever one is more comfortable to you. It only loses around a second on the other one. So now you just want to take the path that I'm taking. Make sure not to get hit by that. I have never had that. Okay, apparently you can hard land on top of this. Don't get hit by that seam on that pipe there. I've never hard landed on that. That was a first for me. And then you just want to climb up the ladder here. Most of sewers is pretty simplistic. Most of the tricks are fairly easy. There's no trick that's actually difficult. That's like really hard. But if you go for them and somehow you mess them up, they can be run killers. So we're gonna go up to this door, do a quick open, like I've shown you in the past. Quick open, and then we're gonna jump down this ladder. And there's 2 ways you could do this. So you could just jump down the ladder and you'll get a hard fall, get the save, all that stuff. That loses around a second due to the quick method. So it can save you, the quick method can save you 0.5 to a second. So I'm just going to show it off and then I'll explain why it saves so much time. So what you want to do is you want to jump down the ladder and then 180, a little bit delayed. So you want to 180 after like maybe half a second, and then you'll grab onto the ladder and then you want to let go of it by crouching. Now, the way that this saves 0.5 to a second is if you land all the way at the bottom of the ladder. So I got a hard fall there. If you land like from this bar down, that'll save a second, but if you land from the top, it'll only save 0.5 seconds from the hard fall. That trick really isn't hard, regardless of if you're going to go for the hard fall or not. I would recommend doing it instead of just climbing down the ladder. But if you do want to, you could just go through the ladder animation and then just crouch to let go. Now we're just going to go over here, and we're going to crawl into this crawl space. Unfortunately, there is not a wall ride we can do in order, to get your hitbox shrunk in order to get through this pipe. I'm not even sure if that would be considered out of bounds or not if we did. So coming up after we exit the pipe, you're going to take a right here. But whenever we exit the pipe, there's going to be another save and quit, so we can skip climbing up here. So the second you get the saving, which is about right here, once Miles's like hand reaches that little seam, you want to save quit, jump forward, and mash mouse 1. So you can open up the door as fast as possible. Take a left, jump here. After a little while after you're about to fall off that, so you just land on top of the boxes instead of landing in the water to land on top of the boxes. Now, here I'm going to explain accelerated water hopping right after this section. So, you want to come down here, take a right, come over here, and then hop while in the water. If you're in the water, then you want to hop instead of running or just walking, because you go at a walk pace, which is slightly, jumping is slightly faster. So you want to get up here, and then take a right and jump over this. So I'm going to save my position so I can explain, how water hopping works. So whenever you're about to jump off of a high up area, so for example, I'm jumping right here, and you want to jump into this water. After you've jumped into the water, from a running speed from here, you can continue to do hops in a rhythm, and you will get way faster water hops than you normally would. So I'll show that off here. As you can see, you get really fast hops than normally. So if I can try and get them normal. Most of the time you'll still be able to get the hops regardless, because you fell into the water at a high area. But as you can see, this is just normally hopping. And then this is accelerated water hopping, so you get it faster. As you can see, it's really fast. You gotta learn the timing with when you jump. But I would just practice it right here with the save, with the Outlast speedrun helper, with save and loading. And yeah, I would just practice it a lot. Now this area right here is much more difficult to get fast water hops in. So the second you leave this area, you want to immediately hold shift and jump into the water. And then tap your spacebar at a rhythm, and you'll get really fast hops. That was really good. So I'll show it off again. So you just want to crouch here. The second you get out, you want to jump, and then press the spacebar in a rhythm. The rhythm is the second Miles falls. That's when you want to go for it. The second Miles falls, or not falls, like right before Miles is about to hit the ground, that's when you want to hit spacebar. You just kind of got to get a feel for it. And I know I've said that about a lot of tricks, but this is very much a trick you have to get feels for in order to do it consistently. So again, jump into the water the second you're able to. And then you just want to beeline to this staircase. And then you want to jump onto this ladder. And you're basically done with every single difficult part of sewers. Everything else is just running, and then a save and quit. Side hop past him. You can get slightly farther. It's really hard to jump past him and not get hit. I've never had it happen to me. I've done a lot of runs, have a lot of hours in this game, and I've never ran past him. Just make your way around this. Go down this area. Just basically just follow my pathing because there's nothing new or anything like that. You want to go into this crawl space, and then after we get out of the crawl space, we're going to go forward for half a second, and then we're going to do a save quit. You don't have to do the save quit. Basically, the save quit will put you right here at the bottom of the staircase. The reason why we do it is because whenever you get out of here, there's lag, and you'll see it whenever I do the save quit. Is that there's lag, and that lag can affect your running speed. It'll make you go really slow. So we just save and quit here. As you can see, it was very laggy for me to bring up that save and quit menu. Hold Shift W, jump one time, because you don't want to jump twice or you'll get stuck on the staircase. Jump here. Jump to this thing. And then you want to open it. Then you want to go down into here. And I think this is where I'm going to cut off, so because technically we're now in Mail Ward. So thank you for watching this part. I will have the Speedrun Outlast helper plus all the previous links from the previous videos. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next part, aka Mail Ward, and where we get to see the beautiful Dr. Traeger in his cutscene.